Let's start the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know I gotta put baby oil for this one. We gotta get camera ready, boys. This might be a one and only kind of stream because who knows? Who knows if there might be a missile strike right now? Oh my God! Who knows? If what's actually happening might be real. Uh-oh. Might be real. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Yo! Yo, yo, yo! We're getting set up here. We're officially bringing back Skits News. What the fuck is going on, bro? There we go. I see my man Axel. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, welcome back. We're just getting started here to to report the news. We're not a gaming and music channel anymore, guys. We're a news channel now. But I see my man Axel. Welcome back. We had to do this, guys. All right, Skits La Sensacionalista. We had to do this shit. I'm just waiting until the song, you know, stops. Gonna have to zoom in on this. Yeah, we're zooming in all right. Uh-huh. Well, just gonna leave it playing. We're gonna get a bullet fire of news type music. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Skits Tony live stream. Now, I am not a gamer. I am not a beat maker for this stream. I am not a music reviewer for this stream. I am a news anchor. We might as well also go to Discord right now and start using the soundboard, because I have had enough. All right? I have had enough of all these motherfuckers, all these people that are using this narrative. They're not even from Venezuela. They're not even from the United States. And so many content creators, so many YouTubers, Trump, Venezuela, who are not even related to, you know, nothing going on. They're from Spain, they're from Puerto Rico, they're from France, they're from Italy, they're from Canada, they're from all these countries that are not United States or Venezuela. And they're reporting the news, and they're making money out of this, or getting thousands, if not millions of views. And I'm not getting a piece of the cake? God damn. That ends right now. For one, a Venezuelan is going to talk about the situation. I've had enough. You know, you guys might not know this, but yeah, I am Venezuelan born, and I am also currently in Venezuela. I am in Caracas, Venezuela, the capital. All right, if we put here Caracas, Venezuela, this is where I'll be right now, bro. Right here. Well, yeah, right here. And I am tired. I am tired. Feliz Halloween, yes. Happy Halloween to you, my G2. Happy Halloween. So look at this, guys. Negocios TV, 726 people are watching right now. They're taking viewers from me. Fox Business, News Nation, Sky News, The Young Turks, DW News, Hindustan Times, DN News, Solo Fonseca, Miguel Ruiz Calvo, Tele 13, Negocios TV, Face the Nation, Univision Noticia, Valuetainment. What the fuck is going on? Prospera ya, they're all talking about this. And I'm not talking about this. Extraño esos días cuando farmeaba el jinete decapitado su montura. World of Warcraft, of course. WoW is the GOAT. Yes, sir. But we're not talking about World of Warcraft today. We don't even know what World of Warcraft is in this stream. All we know is that there are two enemies right now. People who are talking about this that have no business talking about it. They just know that clicks and politics brings in money and clicks. And now, you know, anybody else who doesn't even have the right to talk about this because you're not even Venezuelan or North American. Festividad favorita de WoW. Best WoW festivity, probably Valentine's Day. El Día de los Enamorados. Probably that in World of Warcraft. Yep. Now, it became news to me today. A friend of mine who rarely talks about politics, my good guy Dave, and a good friend of the channel, by the way, he told me that yeah, we should be. I don't even know why the fuck this is in Spanish. It should be in English. Oh, here it is. Miami Herald. You know, one of my friends who and welcome back, Mark, my G, the top dog. Welcome back. Very different stream. We're not gamers today. We're not musicians. We're news anchors. We're live reporting in right now. I'm tired. I'm tired of all these YouTubers talking about this shit and I haven't even had a say on it. Fox Business, Negocios TV, Sky News, The Young Turks, Hindustan Times, people from India talking about this bullshit, huh? Not even me. DN News, Solo Fonseca, Miguel Ruiz Calvo. We got ball homies talking about this shit. Face the Nation, Valuetainment. Look at all these guys, man. Just making money, making clicks. Talking about, you know, an imminent invasion by the United States to Venezuela. Well, and we're also going to be watching a breaking MSNBC video. U.S. poised to strike military targets in Venezuela. You know, apparently now the narrative has spun out of control. And who knows? You know, let's see what other third parties. This is great, by the way. Let's see what other third parties say about what's going to happen, apparently, you know. Since it's Halloween, can I send you a spooky video later? for the next stream, man. I don't even know how long I'm gonna be live because I have to wait for my wife so that I can have lunch. And I don't even know when I'm gonna sign out. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to play anything or do anything. In the second stream, yeah. All right, now I just want to see what the fuss is about because, well, you're gonna have to rewind the stream to you know, get in the loop. Sub G99, yes, we are level 99 agility in old school RuneScape. By the way, if you want to watch that, that was captured beautifully live on stream. And this one right here, getting 99 agility on stream. You see me with a beautiful agility cape. Isn't that great? But I've had enough. Today I woke up and I said, no, not anymore. Not anymore. I'm tired of this bullshit. So many people that have nothing to do with my country or the U.S. chiming in. You know, if Trump's going to invade, if the cartel is going to stop, blah, blah, blah. There have been many weeks of tension, right? But I don't even pay attention to all this bullshit going on. And I'm just, you know, live streaming and playing RuneScape and, you know, and minding my own business, playing Final Fantasy, listening to music, live streaming, taking care of a YouTube channel. You know, that's the only thing I really care about. But I woke up today to something unheard of, you know, and I've been seeing, you know, even if I'm not actively talking about the situation, I see my homie Hive in the building. What's up, Dig, baby? And I see my homie Peak. I see everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Sending a big hug to all of y'all. This is going to be a 1-for-1 stream. Maybe. You know, if things actually get fucking vicious over this side of the world, you know, if there are actually missiles and bombs and, you know, whatnot, if there is a full-scale invasion, maybe it's not going to be a 1-for-1 stream. Maybe I will actually dabble in it as a Venezuelan in Venezuelan soil right now in the capital city. But TLDR, you know, a good friend of mine who's not even in like politics like that, like, you know, like I am. I don't care about politics at all. A friend of mine earlier today was like, you know, man, it's something serious now. And he sends me a TikTok about a guy talking, an American guy talking about, you know, Trump's ready to invade Venezuela any minute now. Just more 10 laps to remember old times. Maybe for another stream, IG. Right now, I am not a gamer. I am not a musician. I am not anything you know me as. Right now, I'm news anchor skits. News anchor skits. We're changing to a news channel. All right? Why? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of the bullshit. Look at all these people clicking away, making fucking videos about this shit. And I'm a Venezuelan. I'm not making any money, no clicks, no nothing. It's gonna change now. Look at all this bullshit. Mega Noticias, Miguel Ruiz Calvo. Look at this. There's a fucking F-16 and a destroyer duking it out in the thumbnail. This fucking Matt lad. UNFTR Media, Grupo Formula. Look at all these motherfuckers, man. Making money, making clicks. Huh? About a problem is not even theirs. But, it, you know, gossip sells. Politics sells. Donald Trump gives a lot of clicks. We all make sense, right? But I woke up today to just this fucking Matt Lattery. And I had to, you know, I had to excuse gaming for a little bit and music. I'm not a gamer anymore. I'm not a regular streamer. I'm a news anchor, all right? I had to Google this shit myself because my friend, you know, even my friend telling me, yo, look at this shit. Look at what the Miami Herald is saying. How do we allow ads, bro? Oh my god, bro. You can't even read this shit? Oh my god, what do we do? Subscribe? Oh my, how, fuck, we can't read this from the Miami Herald. Fuck this shit. Fuck you, Miami Herald. Making us subscribe and take off ads and shit. Hell no. Well, the headline is, U.S. is poised to strike military targets in Venezuela in escalation against the Maduro regime. So TLDR again, for you guys that are not, you know, Venezuelan or American or are out of this, you know, news cycle sphere. There have been months now where the narrative here and there has been that, you know, Donald Trump wants to invade to get rid of the cartels. And there are actually there's a blockade. There's a line of military ships and military vessels north of the, you know, in the Caribbean, north of Venezuela. And they're, you know, apparently intercepting like drugs and shit. They haven't done anything. They're just like there, right? There's a submarine there. There's an aircraft carrier. There's a bunch of destroyers and shit. Nothing has happened really. You know, nothing really significant. But now we got, you know, I want these in English. I don't want these in Spanish. I want to read something before watching the video, bro. Okay, Bloomberg, please give me something. Aha, Bloomberg. What the fuck is this going on, man? I don't want to subscribe now, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? Why do we have to claim this offer? I don't want to claim shit. Do not sell it. I don't want to save and close, bro. Why are all these fucking news websites so insane, bro? Okay, can we get investing.com, bro? Okay, see, look at this one. Trump denies reports of planned military strikes on Venezuela, right? So what the fuck is going on? So Trump, investing.com says this, but Miami Herald says that. And then why do we got an MSNBC video here? Says breaking, U.S. poised to strike military targets in Venezuela. Oh wow. If shit hits the fan, come back to Canada, bro. We might. Well, the truth is, I mean, I'm not even paying attention to the news cycle, really, because this has been the narrative for like 25 years, you know? The narrative has been that Nicolás Maduro or the Chavez regime should be long gone by now, but, you know, 26 years later, they're still fucking around. They're not gone. And I think the only way that we're ever going to get rid of this current government is, well, by a military intervention. And a lot of Venezuelans are very excited that something like this is happening, right? But is it going to happen? Who knows? Not really sure. I'm only focused on what's happening today. You know, I have a family to take care of. I have a YouTube channel to run. I'm not really in the, you know, in the political side of things, because I'm not. But this is very interesting. You know, let's see what MSNBC has to say about this, right? Let's see MSNBC.
We're back with some breaking news. New reporting this morning that the U.S. is preparing to strike targets inside Venezuela. A major escalation against the Maduro regime.
Oh.
And this is according to the Miami Herald, which has sources with...
So, again, a lot of people are saying it's the Miami Herald that is reporting all of this right now. If the Miami Herald is right, well, we just fucking clicked on a investing.com article and it says completely otherwise, but let's see.
With knowledge of the situation, telling the paper the Trump administration has decided to attack military installations inside Venezuela, and they could come at any time. That is, House members from both sides of the aisle say they were left with more questions than answers.
Okay, so look at this shit. Apparently, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We even had one incident in my birthday. So these are 10 separate little boats that we see, or I'm not going to say little, but apparently these are all boats that are carrying drugs. They all got intercepted by the U.S. military.
After a classified
And as you see, they're all blowing up and shit.
Drug boats.
Yeah, drug boats. See?
There were not very good answers as to, what is the standard, what is occurring. Lawyers were supposed to be in the room.
And I see my homie dude, bro. They're gonna draft both me and Skits, and we're gonna be bros fighting on opposite sides of the same war. Absolutely. Welcome back, my G. Love you.
They were not. People were very frustrated in the information that was being provided.
Am I leaving satisfied? Absolutely not. They just said that.
Absolutely not. We gotta volume boost this shit too.
They canceled having lawyers here.
Are you hearing from the right people?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Since early September, at least 61 people have been killed in 14 known strikes in the Caribbean and the Pacific.
Oh shit. Okay. So since September and October, there have been 14 strikes. 61 people have been killed. I'd say, my heart goes out to any person killed. I don't care if you're like a criminal, a drug dealer, whatever. You're still a human being. You're still alive. I mean, if you're out here fucking up other people's lives, you deserve to go to jail, for sure. But I'm not happy about seeing this number, any number. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all fuck up. Maybe these guys were, who knows what the fuck's going on. But, sad to see nonetheless.
Pacific. For more on this, let's bring in MSNBC.
I am a criminal, drug dealer, human trafficker.
David
Oh, shit.
And retired commander of the
My
United
G moves.
States
Welcome
Army
back.
Europe, Lieutenant General Mark Hertling.
So this is a sad thing about like war and about like, it's like, it's very easy to say, oh, they're drug dealers. Oh, they're criminals. They deserve to die. They deserve to get bombed. Bro, they're just human beings. Just like you and me. We don't know any of these homies' backgrounds. We don't even know why they might be driving a boat. We don't even know why they might be carrying drugs. It's way more complicated. And to just like, yeah, these motherfuckers deserve to die. All these motherfuckers, all these politicians, all these fucking idiots. Sad shit. If I would be like a jury or the arbiter of justice, I would trial all these homies. None of them would be dead. I'd be like, all right, if you're really a criminal and the evidence is there against you, you're fucking up, you're selling drugs, you're whatever, you're like a top kingpin, you're this heinous individual, just go to fucking jail forever. But to kill him,
Let's bring in MSNBC
Jesus.
Senior National Security Reporter.
Yeah, Dave, last skid stream, RIP. I had to do this right now. I'm actually in here because of you, David. Because you, of all people, sent me the fucking TikTok. It's like, today we're not a gamer. Today we are not a musician. We're not making beats in FO Studio. We are reporting the news live. And as a Venezuelan, as a citizen in Caracas, Venezuela, I'm tired. I already told the stream I'm tired of all this bullshit. Look at Negocios TV. They have 726 people. Negocios TV.
Aumento repentino del brillo del Tresia.
I don't even know where the fuck he's from, but he sounds like he's not from Venezuela. If he's from Venezuela, amen, my G. Fox Business making money out of this. News Nation, Sky News, the Young Turks, Hindustan Times,
The United States government has offered aid to Cuba.
Hindustan Times, motherfuckers. Hell no. D News, Solo Fonseca. Look at this fucking demonic thumbnail, bro. Donald Trump right here and an AI generated city exploding into oblivion. This is not happening, ladies and gentlemen. It makes for a very good it makes for a very good thumbnail, but that is bullshit. All right, 10 people watching now. That stream title is fire, bro. I know. We had to sell our soul today. We had to be like, yo, Donald Trump is invading Venezuela. Will Trump invade Venezuela? Absolutely. It's my turn to make money. My turn to talk about it. Fuck all these motherfuckers. Skits News is out for blood today. We don't Tele 13, Face the Nation, Univision, Valentine, all these motherfuckers. I've had enough. AFP News Agency, the Red Mets, Melanio Bar, shut the fuck up. They're not in Venezuelan soul right now like I am and like you are, David. We got a 5 o'clock soccer news. Yeah. We're Grupo Formula, El Universal, soy Fabián Di Costa. Shut the fuck up. All right. It's our turn now, Dave. We're in Venezuela right now. These motherfuckers have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Look at these smug motherfuckers right now. Jesus, man. What a beautiful frame to pause the video. I'm tired of this. All right, let's see what's going on, all right?
David Rode and retired commander of the United States Army Europe, Lieutenant General Mark Hertling. So, David, starting on this new reporting from the Miami Herald, as well as the Wall Street Journal, that the administration is eyeing...
Wall Street Journal? Wall Street Journal now, huh? Let's see. Wall Street Journal. Yeah, Venezuela. U.S. eyes striking... Well, this is not news. Uh-huh. But what latest news and updates? Why is this saying verifying the device? Fuck these news websites, man. What the fuck is going on here? House Chevron. Trump calls off trades with Canada. Why the U.S. is flying bombers near Venezuela? Okay, where's the headline that? So El Colombiano, but these are all in fucking English, bro. I'm Spanish. I don't want this shit in Spanish. I want this shit in English. Top stories. Okay, so this is potentially there. U.S. eyes striking Venezuelan military targets used for drug trafficking. Yo, do you imagine if a bomb falls live on stream, like the streamer that was in Ukraine, just like live? That'd be fucking crazy, right? All right, let's read this shit before we continue on with the MSNBC video. So it says, U.S. eyes striking Venezuelan military targets used for drug trafficking. Drug gang and regime infrastructure likely to be attacked if Trump decides to pursue military action. And apparently it's already, like, passed, you know? Okay. So we can't read this shit? Oh, my God. These guys, bruh. Okay, fuck this shit. We're going back to MSNBC video. Let's see this shit.
Targets inside Venezuela to go from boats to land. How significant is this?
Okay, we were just reading this article right now. And okay. Well, we were reading what we could, and we can't. And the Miami Herald is also on some bullshit, huh?
Very significant. We're trying to confirm it into... It's very significant. We're trying to confirm it independently. We don't have that yet. But this is a big step forward in terms of the War Powers Act. And I just looked this up. Section 3 of the War Powers Act says that the president, in every possible instance, shall consult Congress before introducing U.S. forces into imminent hostilities. And so what the Miami Herald and the Journal are reporting is that these would be strikes by U.S. forces on Venezuelan military facilities, Venezuela has anti-aircraft systems.
What a bad picture of Trump.
This is a much more serious thing
A better
than
one.
these strikes that have been happening on boats that don't really threaten U.S. forces. So we'll have to see what's happening. We'll keep pushing our sources as well.
Like, dude, you have to fucking hate Trump to... You gotta fucking hate Trump if you put this picture. You gotta hate the homie, bro. So we're gonna make another story about Trump. Fuck. Well, can I put this picture? Yes. Nice. Dude. Trump needs to sleep, bro. He looks like he needs to drink at least like 20 coffees. Give Donald Trump a Red Bull right now, please. God damn, bro.
On Venezuelan military facilities. Venezuela has anti-aircraft
And Mark's
systems,
daddy bulldog
so
picture.
This
Yeah.
is a much more serious thing than these strikes that have been happening on boats that
Yeah.
don't really threaten U.S. forces. So we'll have to see what's happening. We'll keep pushing our sources as well. And we're reaching out to people on the Hill. And as far as I've been able to learn, members of the Hill, at least one has told me that they have not been informed of any kind of imminent strike. That doesn't mean they're not happening. They're just saying they haven't heard much information from the administration.
General, sources with knowledge of the situation are telling the Miami Herald that these strikes could come at any time. What's your reaction to this potential escalation?
First of all, Anna, what I'd talk about, and David's talking about the immediate strikes, what I'm more interested in as a military guy is what are the strategic objectives? What's the end state? What's the administration clearly defining as mission success in this? Is it just to bomb targets? Or is
Like, I can't believe this is so much of a nothing burger, bro. Like, they're talking about whatever the fuck they want to. It's all like speculation and shit.
there something related to that? Secondly, how does this campaign, if you will, if they describe it as such, challenge broader U.S. national defense interest in the Western Hemisphere? How are they coordinating with other countries in the region? A strike against Venezuela is certainly going to affect countries like Colombia, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico.
100% chance nothing will happen.
Assess the second and third order effects of a major naval strike capability against Venezuela, against not only the other countries in the region, but what does that end state look like? And is there a difference between what they're claiming is counter-narcotic operations, that was the original take they mentioned, versus what appears to be either a destruction of the Venezuelan military or first strikes and an attempt to regime change? So that's just a small portion of the questions I would have as a military guy, and saying, you know, are there other people reining this in? You get into the legal ramifications like David just said and what's in the War Powers Act. You also get into operational transparency. The American public have a right to know about this, and that's why Congress is so interested, and they've been pushed aside on every request for what is happening in terms of the targeting of these boats. Anna, the questions are endless, and I don't think the Trump White House has answered any of them.
I mean, there have been now at least a couple of briefings that we're aware of, but David, we heard from those lawmakers say there is still a major lack of transparency, that they aren't getting their questions answered, in part because they aren't able to ask the right
again,
people.
this is nothing burger, bro. Honestly, like, what is fact from all of this? I just heard nonsense for 2 minutes.
Their questions.
Really?
Who should be given these briefings, and who should be part of these briefings from the administrative side?
Well, one basic thing would be, usually these are more intelligence focused, but the Gang of Eight in Congress gets to know before there's any major operation. There's maybe some gray area in terms of the military, but those would be the chairs of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, and the ranking members and the Speaker of the House and the Majority Leader in the Senate would be informed of this. And, you know, we'll have to see if they've heard about this. And the questions that the general's asking are the right ones, like, what is the long-term strategy here? Again, I spoke with folks on Capitol Hill, and they've gotten no sense from the administration about what their long-term goal is. When the U.S. invaded Panama, that's the only comparable thing, that was to topple Manuel Noriega.
Like,
there were
I
tens of
can't
thousands of
fucking
US ground
believe
troops,
this
if I
shit.
remember correctly, sent into Panama.
What the fuck does this mean? Breaking news in red, Miami Herald, U.S. poised to strike. Like, this is just what a fucking newspaper says.
So this would be a direct
Right?
strike.
What the fuck is going on?
You could argue it's an act of war on Venezuelan military facilities. The administration says they're used for drug trafficking. I'm not, again, sure if evidence been presented of that. But if they strike a Venezuelan military
Again,
facility,
I'm
that
not
is
sure
that
if
is an
any
act of-
evidence-
Again, sure if evidence been presented of that military facilities. The administration says they're used for drug trafficking. I'm not, again, sure if evidence been presented of that. But if they strike a Venezuelan military facility, that is an act of war.
And as a layman, that's where my head went. Like, is this the U.S. declaring war? General, as we talk about the questions that need to be answered, on the House side, we heard the briefing wasn't good enough, but at least it was a bipartisan briefing.
This is
on
crazy.
the Senate side, some Democrats say they were cut out of the briefing entirely.
I now know why I would lose every single brain cell of my body. Not even every single brain cell. I mean, the news, really? I don't understand, bro. How this got this big. How does MSNBC have 9.29 million subscribers? What the fuck is going on? Are you kidding me? Well, 104,000 videos. That's fucking insane. 104,000. 18 billion views. Wow, man. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? The official MSNBC YouTube channel. MSNBC is the premier destination for in-depth analysis of the news. Insightful political commentary here. And diverse perspectives. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
If you're sitting in this room getting clearly what have been prior Gang of 8 level classified information, didn't somebody raise their hand and say, well, holy crap, where are the Democrats?
Where are the Democrats?
Who was willing to say, isn't there a constitutional obligation here? It is about separation of powers. For the folks who wave their constitution around, read
This
the
is
damn
just
thing.
fucking, this is
And then
disgusting,
explain why you
really.
would sit through that briefing and not call foul.
General, what red flags does it raise to just brief one party?
Oh, it's off the chart, Anna. And here's what I think the senator is getting at, is not only are they not getting the intelligence they need to commit to potentially an authorization for use of military force, but I'm going to take it down to my level. You're putting American men and women, their soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, in harm's way. And the nation needs to understand why
I'm reading what
that's
you guys are saying.
And the question you asked earlier is,
I've read it silently. I just don't want to read over
I don't know who was in the
these
room
idiots talking. So, Dude, Bro, and Mark are joking about Canada being the next target. Mark saying nope. But this guy is foolish. No, the president doesn't need Congress to approve any strikes. Cartels are considered terrorists. U.S. is not concerned about Venezuela's military. We got nothing on you guys. If there would actually be a war going on, and if it actually ascends to that tier, we're fucked. Like there's nothing we got. And I'm here in Venezuela, and I don't really care about the narrative going on, because if there is an invasion and the American government eradicates the current government in power in Venezuela, I would be happy. The only thing I'm not happy about is that, maybe if it were to happen, if the invasion actually takes place, a lot of innocent people might be collateral. They might die and shit. Who knows? Sometimes when you think you're going to bomb XYZ military building, missile deviates off course and you strike a residential building. Or maybe that bomb also is way too powerful. You fuck up a couple of innocent bystanders or two. And that's just what's terrible about any war or any conflict. It's just old fucking men and women wearing very fancy suits talking to news channels and about if it's right or wrong or good or bad or blah, blah, blah. It was what Mark was saying the other day. It's like, you know, war is like a rich man's, you know, Shakespeare novel for a normal citizen or a common man to fight. It's like, you know.
Fighting them, the lawyers are certainly a part of it. But
So-
I think it should be not only the president or the vice president, the secretary of state, the intelligence community, as David said, the secretary of defense, the chairman of the joint staff, and the person who has to execute the briefing is the Southcom commander, which we know right now that's an interim commander because Admiral Halsey retired just a few days ago, or offered his retirement because he had contention with some of the things that were going on down there. So you're seeing probably a couple of people push these strikes at the behest of the president when you're putting men and women in harm's way, and that's just not the right way to go to war. You know, David mentioned Operation Just Cause in 1989.
And what Trump is doing is trying to rid you guys of that corrupt idiot over there and get rid of that virus of a demon. I mean, if that's what happens, I'm happy, you know?
Drug cartel who was also the head of.
I don't believe in him getting killed or whatever is the
to determine. There was great planning. There was
right way to
intelligence
go.
sharing between the Pentagon, the State Department, and, the Congress, and.
Yeah, I mean, you see these guys. You know, Maduro wanted poster. You see this shit, right? This is what we got as a president. We got a fucking hit on the mans. This is never good, bro. You know, there's 50 million. This is like the One Piece bounties. You know, One Piece Luffy bounty, right? This is actually. This is the real life version of that. You see, these are all the One Piece wanted posters, right? These are fictional, right? These are an anime. And this is one of the cool things about One Piece. It's like the bounty system and the bounty in general, you know? Wanted, dead or alive, Monkey D. Luffy, 3 billion. Well, the real life version of that is this one over here. So... And we also got one for Diosdado Cabello, who's like the second man in command, for 25 mil. So Maduro's got increased to 50, and Diodado's 25. Kind of happy to see that, but
this seems to be rather haphazard.
in World War II, the firebombing of Tokyo killed around 100,000 people and 1 million homeless, all civilians.
In terms of
Yeah.
what they're about to do.
And I know you have so much experience from those days. Lieutenant General, you have a book coming out too, right? Remind us what that's called.
I do.
It's all fucking promo. It's all promo for the homie book. Lieutenant General, we're gonna release a book. Plug that book in. That's the only reason homie came here to talk bullshit.
It's a
Holy
book called
shit.
If I Don't Return. It was based on some.
If I don't return.
I do. It's a book called If I Don't Return. It was based on some journal entries I made during Operation Desert Storm, and then our oldest son asked us to expand it to cover the last 30 years of my career. So it's a reflection and some entries on the military, the changes
No way.
in
This
our
is
military,
this is
life,
just
love, emotions, anxieties, and military families. So I think it's
Oh,
more
my.
of a reflection of what's been happening since 1990 in Desert Storm.
Well, we look forward to that. I know it is going to be out in the new year. Mark Hertling, David Rode, thank you both.
You got me fucking kidding me, bro. This was all the bullshit? We gotta dislike this shit immediately right now. I'm a hater. MSNBC, get your shit right. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck was this? This was a nothing burger. What is going on? It's just people speculating about bullshit. Are you kidding me? Dude, the thing is, if I click any BBC or whatever, are they going to make me subscribe and shit? Apparently not. Thank God. Thank you, BBC. Still kind of like, fuck you, BBC, but thank you. So, no doubt Trump wants to topple our government, Venezuelan officials tells BBC. Now, I believe this is the Venezuelan official in question. This man looks like Voldemort from Harry Potter. Any human being that looks like this should immediately get sent to prison. Look at this man's face. Look at his eyes. He looks like a cobra, bruh, that's about to, like, strike and spit venom. And not the first time you click a BBC. Funny joke. So, all right, let's read this bullshit. All right, by the BBC. There is no doubt that U.S. President Donald Trump is trying to overthrow the Venezuelan government. Wow. Already in the first opening sentence, these fucking guys at the BBC writing team are not playing, huh? The country's attorney general has told the BBC. This is from us, from Venezuela. This is this guy. Okay, that makes it different. Tarek William Saab, a close ally of President Nicolas Maduro, says Trump wants to turn Venezuela into a colony of the U.S. Well, I think this is a very fair narrative from the current government in power. I'd say it's fair. Trump has accused Maduro of being the leader of a drug trafficking organization, which he denies. And there are fears in Venezuela that a U.S. military buildup is aimed at removing the longtime Trump opponent from power. The U.S. says it has killed at least 43 people in strikes on alleged drug boats off South America, and Trump has said the U.S. is looking at land now after getting the sea very well under control. Ooh, yikes. When asked about the possibility of a land invasion of Venezuela, Saab told the BBC's NewsHour program that it shouldn't happen, but we are prepared. Yep. He added that Venezuela was still ready to resume dialogue with the U.S. despite its illegitimate fight against drug trafficking. The U.S. is among many nations that do not recognize Maduro as Venezuela's legitimate leader after the last election in 2024 was widely dismissed as neither free nor fair. Opposition tallies from polling stations showed its candidate had won by a landslide. But Saab said the U.S. wanted regime change in Venezuela, accusing it of hoping to seize the country's natural resources, including reserves of gold, oil, and copper. U.S. Congress members on both sides of the political aisle have raised concerns over the legality of Trump's strikes on boats and his authority to order them. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham told reporters on Sunday that future land strikes were a real possibility, and that Trump told him he plans to brief members of Congress on future military operations when he got back from Asia. Let's continue reading. Over the past 2 months, the U.S. has been steadily building up a force of warships, fighter jets, Marines, spy planes, bombers, and drones in the Caribbean, which it has framed as part of a crackdown on drug trafficking and narco-terrorists. Many analysts believe that this is also a part of a wider intimidation campaign seeking to remove President Maduro from power. The Venezuelan leader has accused the U.S. of fabricating war after it also ordered the deployment of the world's largest warship to the Caribbean, the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is yet to arrive. Now, okay, I guess we can continue on. There's not much left. Warship, fighter jets, and the CIA. What is Trump's endgame in Venezuela? On Sunday, guided missile destroyer USS Gravely arrived in the Trinidad and Tobago, a dual island nation just off Venezuela's coast, as part of the U.S. largest military deployment to the Caribbean Sea in decades. It is officially visiting until Thursday to conduct joint training and exercises. Venezuela's government has since issued a statement condemning what it called a military provocation by Trinidad and Tobago in coordination with the CIA. Venezuela also claimed that they had captured a mercenary group with direct information from the U.S. intelligence agency and alleged that a false flag attack is underway in the waters between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. Whew. A false flag operation is a political or military action carried out with the intention of blaming an opponent for it. Venezuelan's President Maduro has made accusations of false flag attacks before, including a plan to plant explosive in the U.S. Embassy in Caracas in early October. Additional reporting by Ione Wells. Okay. Yo, this picture. So, the Democratic reporters really had the nerve to ask Trump's right to blow up the boats and why he doesn't just let the Coast Guard investigate it, as if we haven't already done that for decades. It's action time and people are just freaking out. Yeah. I mean, if I would also be the United States of America, right, and I'm the president, and let's all just say this in allegedly, there are drugs coming in from South America, from the Caribbean Ocean into like Florida, and you know, it hasn't been dealt with, right? Because, well, the drug business is also way more complex, and a lot of people actually benefit from hundreds of thousands or millions of lives being lost to addiction or to substance abuse. But if I would be Donald Trump or any president and, you know, drugs are coming in rampant from the South, I would have done this whole destroyer blockade thing years ago. Because drugs coming in means a lot of problems. You know, addiction, substance abuse, homelessness, whatever, man. The addiction is a segue to a lot of bullshit. And you know, I'm looking to take matters into my own hands to make my country safer and drug free, you know. Now, all of this, again, all of these, like, headlines and all these fucking things going on, bruh, you know? It's like Trump invade Venezuela. All these things that have been, like, happening, bro. English. I don't want no Spanish bullshit. Things in English. So all these rumors and all these things that have been escalating. So Al Jazeera, is Trump pushing for regime change in Venezuela? Where else is he meddling? There's even a fucking Wikipedia article about this. Proposed United States invasion of You gotta be fucking kidding me. There's already a Wikipedia article on this. So these are all... Is this fact? This is fucking crazy. So it gets really interested here, I guess. So second Trump presidency. Wow. This is crazy. So look, there's a lot of rumors going on. There's a lot of people talking about this. There's a lot of money being made on YouTube too. Trump Venezuela. Like, the amount of fucking people covering this situation is insane. The amount now I see, like, wow, man. Like, how many news channels are there? And, like, political commentators and whatnot. This is disgusting. Because, like, look at this shit, bro. Like, this is the most YouTube thing ever, bro. Like, look at this guy, man. Live stream. Latest hour. Trump was not, you know, Trump wasn't seeing this. Venezuela wins in the world. Russia, Ukraine. What fucking Matt Lattery is this? Honestly, I even can't fucking believe this. This is the most meta YouTube shit. Look at look at Trump. Now look at a fucking AI generated city exploding. Wow. I don't know the guy himself. I've never seen Miguel Ruiz Calvo. But this is some like snake behavior. This is fucking unbelievable. Now, like look at this. Trump already has a date that defines Maduro and Petro being the Colombian president, that define their futures. Like, this is all he says, she says bullshit. Trump threatens military action in Venezuela. Colombian tensions escalates. What's going on? My G Equinox in the motherfucking building. No. I'm just tired. I think we need to sell out, chat. Look at all these news stations and all these, like, news people covering this bullshit. I get it, bro. Millions and gillions of views of bullshit. And there's my wife. Escríbeme por WhatsApp, mi amor. Text me in the WhatsApps, baby. So, I mean, some things are real. Some things are... Some things are real, right? Like, okay, like this is actually happening. Like, there's actually like a fucking blockade of battleships to the north of our oceans and shit. But now, is the invasion gonna happen? And is there verifiable information that Trump's going to finally invade? Look, if they are going to do something like that, nobody knows about it. Like, if there's a date, if there's a time, if there's a place, nobody is going to know about it. Because if people are knowingly, if they possess this information, then that gives these guys in Venezuela, they give the regime and the government in power a chance to react. So if there's going to be an invasion, is going to be, dude, nobody's even gonna find out about it. It's gonna happen so quickly and so swiftly, like it's done deal. All right, and start a new country ruled by gamers. I like that take. I like that. That's what's fucking... I know. I believe that the world would be a better place if the world was governed by gamers, WoW players, CS2 players, old school RuneScape players, Final Fantasy players, Super Mario players. You know. So, look, no, dude, you think all these fucking YouTube channels and the Miami Herald or the BBC or all these newspapers or news outlets, you think they're going to be aware of a fucking date in a minute? This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So what is true? Like, what is real? Like, okay, what is real? I don't want to... Like, I don't want to see this bullshit. What is real? U.S. military ships Venezuela. U.S. military ships. I don't want to see the bullshit of like what is real. Like I'm just skimming here. Why do you put a fucking carrier or a destroyer in the thumbnail of the video and there's no fucking boat in the video? Okay, where the fuck are all these ships, bruh? Like, I don't know how many battleships there could be, but I mean, you at least can see like 3 here, right? There's a couple more. There's probably got to be like, I don't know, 10 to 11 boats or something. Big ass boats, by the way. One of these alone is already fucking up the entire Venezuelan military. Let me tell you that. We don't have anything in our country that could even do anything to this or to these two. Like, we're just fucked with this one alone. That's all I'm going to say. But this is real, all right? Snake again. Look at all these people who are commentating, man. I wouldn't even trust this woman in my life. Just look at her eyes. Look at her face. How disgusting, man. The eyes that these people got, man. The stare. So the election is a gaming contest? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a gaming contest. It's like a circus for oligarchs and billionaires and people in power. Trump will send CIA assassins to get Maduro. Who knows? I don't know what the outcome is. I just know, as far as I'm concerned, what is real? Well, this is very much real, you know. You do have destroyers and like carriers and shit. Again, I don't know the exact number of battleships and whatnot. Like, what's the exact military presence north of the Caribbean? But there's a bunch of battleships and shit. And everything else is just like a rumor or like hearsay. It's all fucking bullshit. It's he said, she said, clicks shit. There have been rumors for months now that something is going to happen. Now, that something has happened. It has not happened yet. Sorry. Again, that something has not happened yet. It is all he says, she says bullshit. Will there be an invasion? I don't know, bro. Personally, I'm not gonna get caught on camera and on my YouTube channel saying I have some turbulent insider information. I'm not a political person. I'm not into any of this shit. I only have time to play old school RuneScape, Final Fantasy 4, and hang out with my wife and take care of my YouTube channel. I'm out of the political sphere. I don't give a shit about it. But it was interesting. It was interesting to see that a friend of mine was, again, a friend of mine who doesn't necessarily also have to be in this because he got other shit to take care of. It's like, oh my God, it's real now. We're going to get invaded. The Miami Herald said so. Miami Herald said that Trump's going to invade land targets now. I don't even know if that's true. It's just what the Miami Herald is fucking saying. For all we know, it might just be bullshit. But believe me, if something does happen, you know, if something does happen, you know, if something does happen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this so that the live stream's thumbnail can be this. Just beautiful. So if the U.S. is literally going to invade, nobody will fucking know. If it happens, you know, I might get a lot of shit for this, but we gotta clap it up. We gotta clap it up. I'm personally for the invasion. I'm personally for a regime change. But at the end of the day, I'm just a civilian. I have no political aspirations. I'm not sure if I have freedom of speech here in Venezuela. I don't think so, because I have heard if you talk shit about the government that, you know, you get sent to torture centers and shit like that. So I'm going to protect myself, you know. I'm just going to say that at the very least, I would want to see a regime change, you know, a change in the political narrative that this country has been seeing. We've been dealing with this bullshit for like 20-something years now. Shit got to change, all right? And if there is an invasion, this is the sound effect. So, yeah. So, Trump will send CIA assassins. Yeah, who knows? I meant about the country of gamers. Ah, okay. That would be amazing. Yeah, it'd be like a wingman lobby in CS2. Whoever wins gets to be president, or, you know, whatever. I'd love that. So the part is true. He does have intentions of land attacks, but he made it very clear and is on cartel safe houses and strongholds. Let's just see what happens. As a Venezuelan in Venezuelan soil right now, what I am going to say is they might have said a lot of shit. They might have said, hey, man, invasion is right now. They might have said, you know, XYZ, BXTB, whatever. I'm here live right now in Caracas, and it's just a regular day. Business is business. I'm still streaming. You know, I want to stream. Nothing I haven't found out. If something would have happened, my phone would be an endless stream of notifications. You know? You know, if something is happening right now, my phone would literally just blow up from the amount of notifications I would get from, like, my father, my mom, my family members, my friends, people who live outside Venezuela. You know, my phone would be like, maybe I wouldn't even be streaming, because I would probably be doing something. You know, I need to go buy food or something. If there's going to be like an invasion and a regime change would follow suit after the invasion, you know, I wouldn't even be here. Probably 90% of the time. You know, I got a live stream and shit, and I'm definitely going to make a YouTube video about it, because I've had enough of the BBC and the Miami Herald talking bullshit and all these news and political commentators. These people are full of shit. And I need to make some clicks and some money out of this. But so far, after everything is said and done, everything is still he says, she says bullshit. There are a bunch of battleships stationed to the north in the Caribbean Ocean. That's it. Is Venezuela preparing for an invasion? Maybe. Has the invasion happened yet? No. Will it happen? I don't know. But if it's going to happen, none of these motherfuckers, the BBC, MSNBC, Miami Herald, Wall Street, whatever, none of them would know. Because if they would know, then the regime would know, and they would be reacting to that right now. I don't think the CIA, the U.S. military, is that dumb to be like, yeah, let's just announce to the world so that the ops can react to it. All right? Operación Tum Tum. Yeah. So right now is bullshit. See, I got another insider right now. Retro. He's in Venezuela with me right now as well. He is in Barcelona, a completely different city in a completely separated state. And if he's commenting Operación Tum Tum right now, it's all bullshit. All right? Are there battleships stationed in the Caribbean Ocean? Yeah, there are. Have there been some interceptions of like drug ships? Allegedly. You know? But has the invasion happened? Is the invasion already, like, is there a date? Shut the fuck up. The Miami Herald can suck a dick. MSNBC can suck a dick. Any fucking human being making money and all these clickbait fucking headlines, and you're all full of shit. All right? You all need to go suck a dick right now. Unbelievable. This is just fucking ridiculous, man. The amount of bullshit that you see online. Well, it's business. It brings in money, right? You know, if I had to talk shit for 19 minutes and, you know, 57,000 people have already watched this in a span of a day, there's a lot of ad revenue to be made from here. Bullshit, but go suck a dick. Look at this fucking demon here. AI generating a fucking city to make a thumbnail. This guy's a lunatic. Now, does he have a fundamental understanding of how business works on YouTube? Absolutely. But wow. What a fucking mad lad, bro. This is just bullshit. And, alright, I'm signing out. I gotta go. My wife and I will return in the afternoon. Maybe we're going to play Final Fantasy IV. Maybe we're going to live stream some music, listening to beats. We haven't done that in a long time. But I just wanted to come on record. I just wanted to let it be known to everybody out there, and especially to my community, that right now we're safe. There's no such thing as an invasion going on. If there is information available out there, is all bullshit. And if there is going to be an invasion, nobody knows the fucking date that's happening. Wouldn't be possible. But, you know, SKITS, the news anchor, had to step in, call bullshit out. Bullshit is bullshit. Gotta call it out. And if things actually do escalate, you know, you're going to be finding out about it from me, a guy in the fucking country and living in the capital city. So stay tuned. I don't think there's going to be a part 2 of this unless it actually happens, you know. I just thought it would have been an interesting idea to execute something like this, to dispel any sort of rumors going on or any fallacy. And again, I was pretty surprised that one of my friends, who has no business, you know, telling me, it's like, dude, look at what the Miami Herald said. At the end of the day, who gives a shit about what the Miami Herald said? It was all bullshit. And that MSNBC YouTube video that we watched, it was all a fucking plug so that this lieutenant could sell his book. It was all bullshit. I don't give a shit about any of those opinions. When things actually happen, talk about them. When it's all speculation, shut the fuck up. All right? When it's all he says, she says, shut the fuck up. If it's actually happening, then talk about it. Nothing's happening right now, so don't talk about it. But, oh, yeah, politics, news. We got a YouTube channel to run. We got to make some bullshit up. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, this has been it for now. I'm going to go enjoy some lunch. And then I will be back. Is it going to be Final Fantasy IV? I don't know. Is it going to be listening to beats? I don't know. I sure as hell know it's not going to be this. And if there's a part 2 to will Donald Trump invade Venezuela, it's because it actually fucking happened. Done about this he says, she says bullshit. Not going to give bullshit my time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. I'll see you in the next YouTube video or in the next live stream. And hopefully this ends up being the thumbnail for the live stream. This guy does not look reptilian. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he looks like. So, I'll see you all in the next YouTube video or in the next live stream. SKITS loves you very much. And hope you had a good one. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, ladies.